Good day, everyone, and welcome back to her garden diary. Today I am going to actually be able to give you a full garden tour of the garden here at my home. So it is currently 21 degrees right now, which is absolutely fantastic. The snow has all melted and I'm able to get out into my garden. So I'm just panning over to this side now. This is the south side of my house. So I've got a pergola here that was built by my dad. And on the side here, he's given me two trellises that I grow beans on. And I also have some raised beds in here. So there's two big raised beds on the side here, and then there's a kind of catwalk. At the end of each bed there is a rectangular planter that usually just has flowers in it. Then coming up to the big bed, this is the corner bed, or bed number one. This one is usually where the tomatoes go. So I have here some of the things that came back, that always come back. I have some roses in here. I've given them a drink because it is quite hot back here. And as you can see, there is some growth on those. I also have some sage here that I was wondering if it was going to come back. And there is some growth down there. So I'm hoping that it decides to open up a little more. I did give that a drink as well. And over here I have a strawberry plant. This has been here for a few years. It doesn't really do much for me. I have other strawberry plants that do a lot better elsewhere. And of course I have some garlic chives. So that is all that has really come back in this bed here. And yeah, I have planted beets. This whole bed here is all going to be beets. I did plant those yesterday, and so we shall see what comes up. Usually the beets do very well here. It's sort of shaded and sunny, so they like it here. And on this side I still have it covered with the wire because this is where some tomatoes are going to go, and of course I have cats that like to come and use this as a litter box, so I keep the wire on it. On the back part here is a trellis as well that I grow my cucumbers on, which I could probably plant right now. And on the back part here along the fence, I also have a pea fence, which is where I grow all my peas all the way down to the end and all the way down over there. I can probably also do those peas as well, but I have other things I gotta do, like some cleanup. So down here I have another strawberry plant and it is starting to come back. I gotta clean that up. Spider webs. So yeah, again, this is covered up here. Now, this section here, oh, pretty little butterflies, warm off. This section here is planted with garlic, and I just noticed I got some babies coming up. So that is exciting. I've got one there, one there. Nice. So those are starting to come up. I believe I planted 9, 18, 20 or so garlics in this area, so I'm pretty excited about that. They did well here last year. Oh, there's another one coming up here. Cool. Oh, another one there. Anyway. Okay, so now just turning around, this is my compost bin. This was also made by my dad. So it's divided into two sections. This section here is the one that's going to percolate over the summer. Here in Canada, it's kind of hard because we have such a short season, and a lot of the time it's very cold, so I have to actually do my compost over the summer so it gets nice and hot and broken down really good, and then in the fall I put it on my beds. That's how I do it. It seems to work pretty good for me. And then this one this side will fill with new stuff from this year, and these boards can come out. So that's my compost bin. And then turning around here, I have I think this is a 3x6 raised bed. And this bed is basically where all my peppers go. They really like it down here. It gets nice and hot. Of course, they're way not ready to go into the ground yet. But we'll see. Maybe they might be able to get out earlier this year. On the end here, I've kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Guarded it from, again, cats. As you can see, the wire again. I have planted radishes here. And believe it or not, I think there's some already coming up. I think those are radishes coming up already. Huh. Anyway, I planted 3 different types of radishes. I don't actually like radishes. But I had a lot of extra seeds that I had gotten in swaps, so I decided, okay, I'm just going to plant them and freeze them and roast them in the fall, I think. We'll see. And then on this side of the house here, actually this is my garden shed here that I have. I'll just step back a little bit more here so you can kind of see the full bed. This is the hottest part of the garden. It gets super blazing hot back here, so a lot of the things back here have to be very heat tolerant. This is a clematis, but I don't think it likes it back here. It comes back every year, but it only gets that tall. Like, it doesn't really flourish the way I wanted it to. It was supposed to be a heat tolerant plant. I think it's called a Miss N. Thompson clematis. I think that's it. But I think I'm going to dig it out and put something else here. Down here I have a salvia, I think that was. What is that again? Sage? Rose Marvel Sage. That's the one, and it's coming back very nicely. It's a perennial. Here there's nothing because I had, last year I had morning glories down here, and they did really good. They went all the way up the trellis, but this trellis is ready to go. It's very old and it's falling apart, so we're gonna have to get a new one. And then I'm not exactly sure what I'm gonna put in this bed, to be honest with you. It has to be amended. Hello, lady. I got my little garden helper here. Yes, she's very vocal, this one. And then I have a rose here, and this one actually multiplied in size last year, so it's doing exactly what I wanted it to do, and it's going straight up the trellis. Gorgeous. I don't remember the name of it, but on the bottom here you can see it has some great growth. Some buds are coming out, and that's fantastic. And then this little plant down here is a echinacea, and it usually takes a little while for that to come back, but I'm also I don't know exactly what I'm gonna grow in here. I might throw some herbs in here, it just depends. Usually I put lavender here in that corner, right here, but I'm not sure what I'm gonna do this year. Okay, so that is basically my back garden. Here is where I usually sit in the morning with my coffee and just have a little bit of zen and peace and quiet and look at my garden and how beautiful it is. Actually, we're gonna go up here just quick. I'm gonna show you one more thing. Try not to walk fast so I get you sick. This is a little courtyard back here, and here I have 2 more roses. They've also quadrupled in size, and very gorgeous in the summer. In the middle of it is a rogue hollyhock that is going to come out, and then along here we also have some hollyhocks. These are also coming out this year. Not because we don't like them, but because in July they get some sort of disease on them and they start to die. And although they have flowers and they're good for the bees, they're just really ugly, and I think we need to take them out. So we are actually going to put peas along here, but I'm not sure if they're going to live because it gets pretty hot. So we'll see about that. We'll see. Anyway, so there's lots of cleanup that has to go on here. But yeah, that's pretty much the back garden here. It's a view from this side. So that's the tour of the back garden for you. I hope you guys enjoyed and got an idea of kind of where I'll be planting this summer. I am actually going through the garden shed today, and I am taking out the pots. That's a chair I broke. Sat in it and it broke. So anyway, look at this disaster again. It was clean, remember? It was nice and organized and clean. It's a disaster again. And the children have grown into monsters. Like, look at the size of my tomatoes already. They're growing fantastic. And as you can see, I already had to up-pot them. Never mind the kids. They're on some sort of field trip outside and they're screaming like children do. Anyway, I had to... I'm just going to shut the door here so you don't have to listen to this nonsense. Okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I had to up-pot my tomatoes into milk cartons because they outgrew their solo cups. And I also had to raise the lights because they were starting to hit the lights, and they've only got about a foot left maybe until they hit the lights again. So I'm doing something right, obviously. They're growing, and these two have to be transplanted because they're huge. I'm just working on my carton of milk so that I can once that's done, I will transplant those two tomatoes. I think the peppers are okay for now. They're not too crazy big yet. They can still stay in their solo cups. And what else do I got? Okay. A lot of this stuff didn't germinate, so I just left it, whatever. My asparagus is still waiting to go out into the garden. Marigolds, everything's just still waiting to go out into the garden. The herbs are getting a lot bigger. Look at those spearmints. I'm so excited. They're kind of flopped over because I gave them a drink. And they're a little floppy. I hope I didn't hurt them. Come on, stand up. Anyway, oh, they smell good. I love herbs. Oh my god, they smell so good. This is lemon basil. Oh, no. Is that lemon basil? It smells like licorice basil. Anywho, those are the herbs. And over here we have our jungle of chamomile. And I think there's just way too much. It needs to be spread out again, but I have nowhere to put it. So, and then these plants, my milk thistle, look at that. It's huge. And it's a thistle. Straw flower, what do I got here? Scarlet sage. My lavenders, they're coming along. They're pretty small still. My anise hyssop is lovely. Ooh, I like that. White sage is doing good. The Gaillardia, another anise hyssop. Yeah, so everything is doing really good. That smells good. Oh, that's sage. Yum. And the Tiny Tim tomatoes. That one's not so tiny. And yeah, just all sorts of pansies and echinacea. Yeah, everything is doing really, really good as I kick stuff on the floor because it's everywhere. So yeah, I am just going to go through that shelf over there, and I'm just going to pull out of the pots, put them outside, and kind of stage in my mind where I want everything. that is what I'm doing today. So now we are going to go and, oops, we're going to go at the front if the kids aren't, I think they're gone. Yeah, they're gone. Okay, we're going to go to the front garden. So this is the view from the back of my deck. There's a beautiful lake here. It's actually kind of like a pond, but we call it a lake. And there's lots of geese, as you can hear. They're everywhere. So here on the front, here is just some bushes and stuff. And here is, this is a, I can't remember the name of this tree though. It's a type of red spire crabapple tree, I believe. And it's actually a memorial to my old kitty who passed away last March, a year ago, over a year ago. And so we buried him under this tree, and I made him the headstone, and I found that cute little kitty at Home Sense. So yeah, that's my little memorial to my kitty. And then panning through the side yard here, this is my perennial bed, and a lot of it's looking dead. But it likes to come back a little later, and a lot of this is going to be cut back and divided this year. It's about 5 years old. It's time for them to be divided, and a lot of these are going to go up to the front garden that I'll show you in just a minute. So yeah, there's a bunch of perennials just in here, and in this blank back area is actually planted a bunch of lilies. They have not started to come up yet. They're usually late. I have a coral bells and another strawberry. This is the strawberry that does really good. I think it likes the shade here. I get some pretty big berries off that one little plant. So yeah, this is all lilies. And this tree is Oakley. It's an oak tree. It's a second generation or third generation oak tree. This came from my great grandma's backyard in Winnipeg. It was then planted in my grandma's yard. An acorn from that one came to my house in the same city, and then an acorn from that one came to this plant. So yeah, that'd be third generation, fourth generation, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, it's a big, beautiful oak tree, and oak trees are my favorite. So yeah, we're just going to pan around here. There is a peony that's in that corner, and I will show you her grand beauty when she decides to appear. Okay, so on the other side here, there is life in the garden. I was so excited that I actually got some, what are these things called again? Crocuses. Holy crocuses this year. I planted these almost, I think, 2 years ago, and I didn't get anything last year, but they did come up this year. I missed filming the pictures. Actually, I think I have a video somewhere that I might add in here of the crocuses, but you can kind of get the idea. They did bloom. I also have some tulips in this back garden, and they're coming along quite nicely. And then at the back here, there are some hostas that are dead looking, but they will come back. It's quite early still for us here. It's May 4th today. May the 4th be with you. Yeah, so it's May 4th, and everything is just melted and starting to come. Okay, so in this bed here, now this is a high mountain cranberry bush, and you can eat the cranberries. They're not very good though. I think they're actually better in jam, but they are edible. And so all along here I have perennials. These are speedwells and sages, and I think there's a red fox speedwell, if I remember. There's the rose marble sage again down here, and all along the back there are tulips. Yeah, so that's this bed here. Really isn't much here. And we have a swinging bridge here, so you're gonna probably hear some squeaking and whatever while people walk across it. So that's what that noise is. And got some benches here that we sit and watch the lake on. And just swinging around onto the other side here, I have a poppy bed that I made. So this bed here is all full of poppies, and as you can see, they are starting to appear. There's a lot of weeding that needs to be done in here for sure. And this is I don't know what kind of tree this is. What, my love? My little garden helper. Hi, baby. This is Macy. She's my little baby. She's my replacement kitty. She's my sweet girl. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna go up to the front garden here quick. Alright, so this is one of the front garden beds here. It's kind of a weird shaped bed. There's really not much going on in here. You can see some of the daylilies are starting to come up here. I have 3 daylily plants here, and I will show you their beauty when they come up as well. All of this dead looking stuff here is actually lupins, and as you can see, they are coming up. I'm happy to see that because I'm not sure if they were gonna come up or not, but they did. So I've got 1, 2, 3, and there's a 4th one over there. That one I'm always worried about because there's a big ant pile next to it. So usually they eat whatever I grow, but there the ants are terrible. And it's also a cat litter box. Yay. So I have to do a lot of cleaning in this bed. There's also lilies in here as well. So yeah, we'll see what comes up later on. All right, so now we're gonna go over to this bed here. This is the other front bed. I have planted tulips all along the front here. I have to clean it up. It looks terrible. There's no edging here. It needs a cleanup, but I do have tulips and life. I always get rogue crocuses coming up, and I never planted crocuses here, but they just came up. I don't know where they came from. And this bed is pretty bare right now because there's nothing in it, because I actually seed zinnias in here. This is another bed that needs to be seriously cleaned up. It looks horrible. Kind of embarrassed to show you. It will look better, guys, I promise. So basically that is all I have for my garden tour. I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, it's not that wonderful, but it's May. In a month, it'll look completely different and a lot more prettier. So I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, I would love to see a thumbs up and comments. I would love to hear what you guys think. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for watching. Bye. It's a pretty girl. It's a pretty girl. Oh, Mom, I like to be outside. Yes, I do.